Hello, this is a demo for Compiz, originally destined for YouTube, but never really made it. I guess I'll just get started. First, I'd like to explain what Compiz is for those of people who don't know. Compiz is a software for Linux-based operating systems that gives cool-looking effects to enhance your computing experience. It's only available for Linux, and it's much more advanced than anything you'll find out of Microsoft or Apple, supposedly 20 years more advanced than Windows Vista. So there are many effects. Some have been disabled, some have been changed from their default. They can be completely customized in any way you can even imagine. The ones that I am about to show you, are ones that I prefer, and they're pretty good. So that's all I should say. The video, as you know, is very bad on my camera, so I just want to tell you that in real life it looks 1,000 times better, especially in HD. So the first thing is the open animation. When you open something, now it's the first time I've started this in a long time, so it may take a while. When you start something in my computer, it simply flies in. And in this case it's just Mozilla Firefox. You can notice that the title bars, unfortunately I can't zoom on my camera, title bars are clear and transparent. I added this. It's a Vista-like theme. As you can tell, the caption buttons are just like Vista. Now when I restore the window, I can of course drag it to whatever size I need it to be. Now when you move a window in any other operating system, it just moves. But I find that it's a bit more interesting if it is more like jelly, and I can move it from anywhere in the window, and it's sort of like a jelly-like window, and it's sort of interesting. Fun to play with, though. Definitely fun to play with. So anyway, once you've played with stuff a lot, you can change it all around, make it cool. The minimize animation by default is just nothing. It just disappears. But I've made mine so that it sort of vacuums itself into the toolbar. And my close animation, instead of just disappearing, it catches fire and burns away. Now, those were just some very simple animations, and I'm going to use simple windows like Calculator. Very simple window to show you some effects with. So the first thing is you can roll up the window to roll it up into just a title bar, and then expand it again by double-clicking the title bar to a full window. You can also do other effects. The first effect for a window that most people would realize is what's called grouping and tabbing. I'm going to need multiple windows in order to do this, so I will just open, let's start with 3 windows. Okay. Now all I've got to do is I have to select each individual window. As you can see, it blocks out. Now another thing that I'm just showing you now is when I click a window to raise it, you can see how the other windows hop over each other. Anyway, once I've selected the windows I want to select, I can group them. So now they all move as one unison-like window. I can also tab them, so they all turn into one window. So now I can, where did all my windows go? That's something that everyone asks me. You just hover over the title bar and you can flip the window over to view whatever other window you selected to an unlimited number of windows. When you find a window that you want to ungroup, you can just drag it out, so it's no longer part of the group. And of course close the windows as you please. There are other effects to do with windows and window switching, essentially. The first one is very simple, and it allows you to scroll through your windows and select the one you want. The second one, which is a bit more advanced, I guess you could say, is this one, where it allows you to switch between your windows in a it's called ring switcher. It's very interesting. And then there's another one, the last one, not that one. Damn, I'm not very good with key commands. This is very embarrassing for me. But it's just like CoverFlow on an iPod Touch, where you can browse through your windows like CoverFlow. Very interesting. In terms of other random effects, First of all, there is the water effect, which is very weird. You can make it rain on your desktop. I don't know why. It's just funny. You can even turn on a windshield wiper to wipe it off. Very stupid. You can also do other things, like make little water trails and make little water droplets. It's probably not the best to see on this, but the effects are very interesting. That's water effect, which is not really very interesting. There's another one called fire effect, which allows you to paint fire on the screen and then clear it when you're done. So I could paint, hi, this is Linux or something, I don't know. Anyway, and then you could just, clear it. These are just random things that I have. Now, one of the most interesting things that Linux has as a productivity tool is what's known as multiple desktops, where you can have more than one desktop. And so, for example, this is a desktop. But imagine having more than one. Imagine having 4. So each desktop is separate to every other desktop. So you can unclutter your windows. Now, the way that I'm showing you is Expo. I can actually drag and drop my windows to whatever desktop I want to view. It's not that amazing. There are better ones. For example, there is what's known as Desktop Cube. Now, I've deformed mine into a cylinder. And this, a lot of people say, whoa, okay, that's just like a bit too much to absorb. So I'll just show you. In the center is a cylinder. Okay, it's a transparent cylinder with all 4 of my desktops on each side. Then you can see the windows floating in their order from most active to least active. And there's a little background in the background. It's called the Crab Nebula. Really weird space constellation. It just makes it look cool. And you can switch to any desktop you want via that. You can flip to desktops. There's many different ways. You can also drag a window across a desktop. So anyway, that's the fundamentals, I guess, of Compiz. You can also do something known as zoom in, where you can actually zoom in on your monitor to see stuff if you need to read it or anything. You can also do transparency, where you can make a window transparent, make it sort of see-through like a ghost window, which is very interesting. You can make them almost completely invisible. I can actually, also there are other effects. For example, when I open a menu, you can see that it sort of expands and then it sort of contracts on itself. It sort of shaves itself away. There's many different ways to do things. But if I go to the Compiz settings, the physical settings for this software, I'm doing this more or less so that I can make sure that I've shown you everything, and I haven't. First one is Show Mouse, which allows you to just have little things, stars, float around your mouse cursor. It can entertain you, it can help you if you're going blind, it doesn't really matter. There is Go to Desktop, which simply fades to your desktop and then fades back again, just another thing. There is window decoration, which mine is made by Emerald Themer, where you can actually make your window border anything you can even conceive. It's very interesting. There are also window previews, where you can hover over a taskbar item and it'll show you what that window looks like, even if it's not selected. You can also see other things in file browsers, where it shows you previews of text files, previews of video files, and everything, so that you don't have to open it to see what you're actually doing. There are a couple that I haven't actually used. For example, Shelf. I really don't use Shelf plugin. Super L. I don't really think that plugin works properly. One of the plugins I was playing with did not work properly, and I know what it was. For example, you see how mine burn away? Yours don't have to burn away. Yours can explode. Yours can be beamed up. Yours can vanish. Yours can fold itself into a paper airplane and fly away. Whatever you can conceive, you can do. And you can change it in any way, shape, or form.